Lonely billionaire CEO can't get a table on New Year's Eve, then a single dad stands up and waves. The restaurant glittered like a jewel box dropped into the heart of the city. Chandeliers caught laughter and flung it back as light. Silverware chimed. Champagne breathed quietly in tall flutes. It was New Year's Eve, and every table at La Couronne had been claimed weeks ago, names embossed on place cards, egos polished to a mirror shine. Elena Roth stepped inside alone. She paused just long enough for the maitre d' to look up, recognize her, and blink. The recognition didn't bring relief. It brought tension. People always expected something from Elena Roth: money, power, a miracle. Tonight, she expected nothing more than a table and a quiet hour before midnight. "I'm sorry, Ms. Roth," the maitre d' said, smoothing his vest. "We're fully booked." Elena smiled. It was a practiced smile, polite and distant. "I understand." He hesitated. "We had hoped to accommodate you, but it's New Year's Eve," she finished for him. Of course. She turned away before he could offer a private room, a bar stool, a miracle. She didn't want favors tonight. Favors always came with strings, and she had cut enough strings to last a lifetime. As she stepped aside, the room kept living without her. Couples leaned close, friends clinked glasses, waiters glided like dancers who knew every step. The countdown clocks embedded in people's phones ticked invisibly toward midnight. Elena checked her own phone. No messages she wanted to read. Her board had sent polite congratulations for the quarter's profits earlier in the day. Her mother had sent a single heart emoji. The man she'd once thought she might marry had sent nothing at all. She considered leaving. "Hey," a voice called from across the room. "Excuse me, ma'am." Elena turned. At a corner table near the windows, a man had stood up. He wasn't dressed like the others, no tuxedo, no velvet jacket. Just a dark sweater, clean jeans, and the tired but trying look of someone who had dressed with care but not expectation. Beside him sat a little girl, her feet swinging, her hair tied with a ribbon that matched her dress. The man raised his hand, waving, not dramatically, just enough to be seen. "You can take our seat," he said, loud enough for the maitre d' to hear. "We're fine moving." The maitre d' rushed over. "Sir, this is not." "It's okay," the man said, already pulling out his chair. "We were about to leave anyway." The girl looked up at him. "Dad," he smiled down at her. "Remember what we said, tonight's about sharing." She considered this, then nodded solemnly. "Okay." Elena stood frozen. "You don't have to do that," she said quickly. "Really, I'm fine." The man met her eyes. They were kind eyes, direct, unguarded. "So are we," he said. "But there's room." The maitre d' hovered, unsure whether to intervene or bow. The room had noticed now. Glances drifted like curious birds. Elena felt something unfamiliar tighten in her chest. Pride, maybe, or gratitude, or the shock of being offered something without a contract attached. "All right," she said softly. "Thank you." They rearranged chairs with minimal fuss. Elena took the seat by the window. The man and his daughter shifted to the smaller table near the bar. Before sitting, he extended a hand. "I'm Mark," he said. "This is Lily." "Elena," she replied, shaking his hand. Lily waved shyly. As Elena settled in, a waiter appeared with menus and apologies in a complimentary glass of champagne. She waved the champagne away and asked for water instead. She watched Mark help Lily onto her chair, tuck a napkin into her lap, whisper something that made her giggle. Elena hadn't planned on staying. Yet when the waiter returned for orders, she found herself choosing slowly, savoring the small luxury of deciding. Across the room, Mark ordered Lily's favorite, pasta with butter and cheese, and something simple for himself. He caught Elena watching and shrugged with a smile that said this is enough. They ate. Between courses, Lily wandered over with permission and curiosity. "Are you famous?" she asked Elena, peering at her as if fame were a visible mark. Mark groaned softly. "Lily, it's okay," Elena said. "Some people know who I am. Some don't." "Do you have kids?" Lily asked. Elena shook her head. "No." "Do you want some?" Lily offered, holding out a bread roll. Elena laughed. A real laugh, surprising herself. "Sure." The bread was warm. The butter melted instantly. Elena realized she hadn't eaten bread without calculating its impact on a meeting or address in years. When Lily returned to her seat, Mark joined Elena at the window table for a moment, leaving Lily coloring on a napkin. "I hope that wasn't weird," he said. "We didn't mean to make a scene." "You didn't," Elena said. "You saved my night." He tilted his head. Seemed like you needed it. They talked, cautiously at first. Mark was an architect who had left a firm to raise Lily after his wife died 3 years earlier. Elena spoke of her company in broad strokes, careful not to name the billions or the headlines. She talked instead about building things, about decisions that couldn't be undone, about the strange quiet that followed success. I used to think quiet was the goal, Mark said. Now I know it's company. As the room swelled toward midnight, a hush fell and then rose again, buoyed by anticipation. Glasses were filled. Phones appeared. The chandeliers seemed to lean in. Elena felt the familiar ache, the moment when everyone paired off, leaned close, counted together. She braced herself. 10. The room shouted. Mark returned to Lily, lifting her so she could see the clock. He caught Elena's eye and gestured between them. You want to count with us? She hesitated only a second. Then she stood and joined them. 5. Lily yelled, far too early. They laughed. 3. Mark set Lily down, his arms steady around her shoulders. 2. Elena felt warmth at her side, the simple presence of people who weren't asking for anything. 1. Happy New Year. Confetti fell like borrowed snow. Someone kissed someone. Someone cried.